So us ladies get all the fun stuff. Bloating, PMS, ugh. And I struggled with it for a long time, just the constant PMS, the bloating, and I was really over it because me being so short, when I was bloated and my weight would fluctuate 5 to 10 pounds at a time, like every single week. I mean, I would honestly wake up with a super flat stomach, and by the end of the day, I looked like I was like 3 or 4 months pregnant. And I was just over it. And so I started going to the doctor. I'm testing my hormones. I'm testing my thyroid. I'm like, what is going on with my body? Like, I truly can't figure it out. I eat good. I drink my water. I work out nonstop. And I'm still like fluctuating with this 5 to 10 pounds, like belly's out to here. What's happening? So everything came back normal, and they're like, we're going to send you off to the GI doctor. Like, we need to figure out if it's a digestive problem, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, that's something I've never really taken care of, was my gut health. And so I decided I'm going to take matters into my own hands, because who the fuck wants to go sit at a doctor more than they have to? I mean, honestly, does anyone here like want to go to the doctor and just wait in a waiting room and then get your test results back and then pay like $1 million in freaking insurance and bills and testing, and then you're waiting for results and then you have to get more tests? Like, no one wants to deal with all that. So I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to handle my shit. What causes bloating? Processed carbs, processed sugars, sugar, alcohol, carbonated drinks, like overdoing it with junk food, alcohol, hormonal imbalance, constipation. So how can I switch up my lifestyle to make sure that I get this shit really dialed in? So what I really switched up was, this one's really weird, and most people would never think of this, but chewing gum. That was the first thing. I used to be like a huge gum chewer. Like, I would wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, get ready for the day, and the second I walk out that door, gum. Like, constantly chewing gum. And so I stopped doing that, which was just so weird. But the sugar, alcohol, and then the constantly chewing, when you start chewing, your body thinks you're about to start breaking down some food. So yeah, cause some bloating. So I cut that out. I cut back on the sugar, alcohols. I started adding in my intermittent fasting again, because I've told you guys this story a million times, but I used to do intermittent fasting when I was really young, before it was like the fancy name. It was just, I never was a huge breakfast person. So I would push back my eating window. And then I got into a fitness competition, and they're hardcore, like down your throat. You have to eat the second you wake up. You have to eat before you work out. You have to eat every 3 hours. So my body never had a chance to break down food, break down the stubborn fat, heal, detox, and do all that on its own, because it was constantly breaking down all the food I was eating. So I started adding back in the fasting. I added a probiotic, some apple cider vinegar, of course, staying on top of my water. And then after my weekends, when I would have my cheat meal, I actually started adding in like a max detox, just to really boost my body's natural ability to detox and heal on its own, just to recover a little faster, because anytime we start feeling bloated, we kind of feel discouraged and it's not fun. So I wanted to get over that shit ASAP. And then I dove even deeper, I started doing V-steam, which is something I've talked about in the past, which is steaming your vagina. But it helps balance out your hormones. And so what it came down to was taking care of my gut health, allowing my body to detox and heal from the inside out. And pretty much like overnight, my bloating was gone. And then I ended up pregnant, but... So then all of a sudden, like, bloating's back, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, oh, pregnant, duh. So, kind of funny. But honestly, like, I tell people all the time, like, try to allow your body the chance to heal on its own, because a lot of times I think we take our own power away, and we're constantly looking for these outside answers. And it's like, you do have the power to heal your body. We do have to switch things up, be more mindful. A huge thing for me was I became very mindful of, what was triggering that bloating. Was it something I was eating? So during this whole process, I learned I was sensitive to oats, and if I overdid it with beans. So just be mindful, you guys, and see. Oh, I have some questions. How, like, this whole thing. Okay. This whole new live thing is so interesting to me. But a lot of people get discouraged when they don't see answers, or if they are feeling like they're doing everything right and still not seeing the results they want. It can be discouraging. So I just want to encourage you to try something a little different, something that you really wouldn't think of. I mean, I would have never thought to stop chewing gum. Like, it's crazy. You say detox. So I actually have a link in my bio of the detox that I use, and that has helped me, because when I do a cheat meal, like, you guys, I go all out. Like, I will eat all the tacos, all the refried beans, all the donuts, all the ice cream, all the candy, the pancakes. I mean, you name it, I eat it. And so then I get really, really foggy, bloated, sluggish. And so I do a max detox now, which just allows my body to boost its natural ability to detox and just clear out all the shit a lot faster. And it's not like some detox where you're going to be sitting on the toilet shitting your fucking braids out all day, because that's not healthy. So yeah. But yeah, those are just simple things that I switched up. And if you guys have any more questions, I do have a blog that I dove a lot deeper on this topic with. So, chewing gum gives you migraines. Yeah, I'm like, dude, gum's so bad. And it sucks, because I'm like, I used to love gum so much, but it's terrible for you. But I dove a lot deeper on this topic on my blogs on trainwithtana.com. So if you go there, hit blogs, and it is titled Doing Everything Right and Still Bloating. And so we dive really deep on there. So yeah, if you guys want, the apple cider vinegar pills, the probiotic, the max detox, or any of the V steams, there are links in there. I usually skip meals. What do you recommend to drop weight faster? I would start adding in like apple cider vinegar, probiotics. And then, when you do say you skip meals, like, I always say, try to get yourself on an eating structure where, you have a set time where you eat your meals. You're not eating a ton. A lot of times people will believe that they have to eat like 5 to 6 meals a day, and it's not true. I will sometimes eat like 2 or 3 meals. If I am super busy, I will only eat 1 meal a day. And then when it comes to the weekends, it's kind of like my refeed time where I just eat everything in sight. So you have to really figure out what works for your body. You could be eating a food that just doesn't properly digest with your body. And so that's where you're going to have to cut things out and really dial it in and just see what's really going on with your body. So hopefully those tips were helpful for you. If you want to dive deeper onto any of these topics, I have so much free info on trainwithtana.com under blogs. So go check it out. If you have any questions, slide in them DMs, and I'm here for you.